Hello and welcome to another episode of Kev's Keepers. I'm just making my way through a bunch of autographs from that I collected back in the 90s, early 2000s. Um, I've been collecting autographs for 30 plus years, so I have quite the collection, and I'm going through some cards. I just have some time during the quarantine. I haven't looked at these cards in probably 15 to 20 years. So this is, I believe, video number 8 in the series. I'm almost done. Um, but I'm just going through some of my cards. I haven't looked at them for a long time, and I thought I'd share. It's just kind of of a walk down memory lane for me, and potentially for you as well. So, if you're into this, give me a like, subscribe to my channel, comment below if you see something cool. Um, I, I I know these are just memories and keepsakes for me. I know they aren't worth money, but again, just memories for me. So I'll just kind of start off, grab a stack, and we'll kind of go through them. A majority of them are football players, but I do have some baseball, basketball mixed in here as well. Um, and it's just a random teams. A lot of Packers, but a lot of random teams as well. So we'll start off with former Packers first round pick Antoine Edwards. Couple Antoine Edwards there. He was a first round pick back in the draft where the Packers selected Antoine Edwards, Fred Vincent, and Mike McKenzie. There's an acetate card. It's pretty cool. And then the Packers ended up trading Fred Vincent to Seattle for Ahman Green. That ended up being a really good deal for the Packers. Donnie Edwards, a great linebacker for the Chargers and the Chiefs back in the 90s. Here he is in his UCLA uniform. All right, Henry Ellard, longtime receiver with the Redskins and the Rams. Luther Ellis, D tackle with the Lions. I believe he was a first round pick. Yep, first round pick in 95. Nice. All right, now we have a Hall of Famer here, John Elway. Burt Emanuel, wide receiver with the Falcons. Another receiver, Bobby Ingram, drafted by the Bears out of Penn State. That's a cool card. Another couple Bobby Ingrams here. All right. Another Bears former first round pick, Curtis Enis. Um, I'll just remember him. So the Bears used to have their training camp down in Platteville, Wisconsin, and Platteville University. And Curtis Enis had his rookie year. He had this Hummer, and Platteville's a really small town, and he had the bass on that Hummer so loud you could hear it coming for miles. It was crazy. Um, I'll always remember Curtis Enis for that Hummer, and I guess unfortunately for him, not for his play on the field. Craig Harris, or I'm sorry, Craig Erickson, Doug Evans, former Packer. I believe that's Doug Evans. Yep, Doug Evans. John Farquhar, tight end with the Saints. Another John Farquhar. Next, we have a dual sign card For the Chiefs, we have Rashawn Sheehy and Gregory Favors. Sheehy was a running back, Favors was a linebacker. Robert Ferguson. I was a huge fan of him when he was with the Packers. He wasn't very good, but he's a super nice guy. Always really cheered for him really hard. More Robert Fergusons. At least one more. There you go. Moving on, Mark Fields, linebacker with the Saints. This one, he Mark Fields and put God bless on it. I think it's funny whenever I see a card like this where it's inscribed or something. Like a lot of the players today, you can't read anything of their autograph, and it takes them 3 seconds to sign it. But the guys that really you can read Mark Fields and God bless number 55. It's kind of cool when guys take the time to do that. John Fina, lineman with the Bills. Tony Fisher, running back for the Packers. Jim Flanagan, defensive lineman with the Bears, and I believe he played for the Packers as well for a brief stint. Then former Packers offensive lineman Mike Flanagan. He had a bunch of good seasons for the Packers. All right, I'll give you a quarter if you remember this guy, Packers fans. Anthony Fogel. Does he ring a bell with you? Not with me either. Jerry Fontenot. Wayne Fontes, former head coach of the Detroit Lions. There's another one, and he put a smiley face on the bottom of it. So he had this little old Porsche that he would drive, and there's a really cool picture of my friend and I and Wayne Fontes in his little red Porsche, and he's giving the thumbs up sign. It's a cool picture. He was always a super nice guy. Carl Ford, I don't remember him either. James Francis, linebacker for the Bengals. So this card just says Bubba 88 for Bubba Franks. So it's before he had any cards. Another Bubba Franks. Paul Phrase. Antonio Freeman. He will forever be remembered for that catch on Monday night against the Minnesota Vikings. Al Michaels, he did what? Antonio Freeman. Who do we have here? Arturo Freeman, DB for Miami. Another Arturo Freeman. Gus Frerotte, QB with the Redskins here. Gus Frerotte medal card, Medal Universe. Ooh. Nebraska head coach Scott Frost is a safety with the Jets, had a cup of coffee with the Packers as well. Long time NFL receiver Irving Fryer. Here he is with in a Dolphins uniform, but the card is in for the Eagles. I got him when he was with the Eagles. Curtis Fuller. William Fuller, William Gaines, Harry Galbraith. I love these old, what year is this? 91 Pro Staff or Pro Set. I remember in probably like 93 being able to buy one of these at KB Toys in the mall for $5, a whole box of them. Harry Galbraith again. And again. Wayne Gandy, another good offensive lineman with the Rams. Here we go. Former Brewers skipper, Scrap Iron, Phil Garner. Sean Gale, is this? Yep, Sean Gale, DB with the Bears. These old Pro Line cards. Kabir Baja Biamila. For how long his name was, he has a long autograph, and then he also puts Jesus exclamation point and his number. Another Kabir. Another really good player here out of Ohio State. Eddie George. Great player with the Oilers and then the Titans for a long time. Another couple Eddie George right there. Quarterback Jeff George from the University of Illinois. And finish this stack with Jason Gilden. I believe he was a linebacker with the Steelers for a long time. A little bit more time, so we'll grab another smaller stack here. Darren Dietrich, running back with the Chargers in this picture. Longtime Packers outside linebacker Niall Diggs. His Ohio State uniform. I believe he went on to play at Philadelphia after he was at Green Bay. Chris Dishman. We had Antonio Freeman earlier in this break. Chris Dishman is a DB that was guarding Antonio Freeman on that catch on Monday Night Football against the Vikings. Another Chris Dishman. Chris Dishman. Next up, we have another Hall of Famer. One of my favorites, Ditka. I got this when he was head coach of the Saints. So it was after his time with the Bears. But he gives off this gruff persona, but he was such a really nice guy. I love Ditka. Earl Dotson, longtime right tackle with the Packers. Bunch of Earl Dotsons. There's a card from the Super Bowl 31 set. Now we're moving into another Dotson, Santana Dotson. Another card from the Super Bowl set. That's a nice card right there. Random baseball card. Brian Downing. The Rangers. All right. Now we move into someone near and dear to many Packers fans' hearts. Donald Driver. He's always such a nice guy. Like I always tell the story, I told it before. My mom ended up sitting in the hot tub with Donald Driver's rookie year for a long time. It had to have been more than an hour, and um, just talking about random stuff. And he told her that he was a seventh round pick and he was gonna make the team because he had good hands. And my mom didn't have any idea who he was until after the fact, but quite a few Donald Drivers here. He was always a really good signer. This is one of my favorite cards right here. Even know what kind this is. It's a metal card. I can't read what that says, but it's metal when he was wearing 13. I wish he would have signed his number as 13 instead of 80 there, but it's a cool card. And here he is again. I'm sharing a card with Larry Parker. Got a smile on his face in that card as always. Gotta love Double D. Then we have Dunbar, Vaughn Dunbar. David Dunn, wide receiver with the Bengals. I'll always remember him because I thought he looked like a guy from Bone Thugs and Harmony. He just had the long straight hair, and I don't know. Probably doesn't look like a guy from Bone Thugs and Harmony, but that's just what sticks in my head. Ernest Dye, first round pick of the Cardinals. Here's a Quinn Early set card. You have received a limited edition 1995 Classic Pro Line autograph card. $638 of 1200. Back in the day when they had to, or when they hand numbered those signatures. And then here's a Quinn Early that I got. He was with the Saints. And another one with the Saints. A little bit of time yet. I have this stack over here of these oversized cards that I used to love, and I don't know why. Because they're a pain in the rump. But Tony Bennett, game day 93, linebacker with the Packers. Leroy Butler should be in the Hall of Fame. Seaway, Curtis Conway. Who is he married to now? He's married to some famous woman. I can't think of it. Packers tight end Jackie Harris. Tunch Ilkin. Another guy who should be in the Hall of Fame. Sterling Sharp. Bryce Paup. Carl Simpson. Brian Noble. Another Bryce Paup. The Animal, Steve McMichael. Jeff Lageman. And last but not least, Eric Kramer, quarterback with the Lions. So that'll do it for this episode. Thanks for tuning in. Again, as a reminder, please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Um, I'm just kind of going through my cards, random comments, so kind of boring, but something to do to pass the time and bring back some old memories. So thanks for tuning in to Cavs Keepers and have a good day. Bye now.